doctor says to the new mom, I have good news for you. The baby is happy, healthy, and has the internet. I mean, these days, kids are basically born using the internet. Safety, of course, always a big concern. I've got 3 kids at home. You know how it is. Both kids and parents have a lot to learn before kids set out on their own online. Dr. Cheryl Ziegler's here to tell us more about a class for parents and kids all about this issue. And I got to tell you, you know, my oldest is 10.
Yeah.
And just yesterday, he was on the laptop, and I said to my wife, I don't know if this is a good idea. How closely are we watching things? Because that's the age, especially when you want to give them some freedom, but you want to keep some control.
Yeah. And so what happens is by 10 years old, the kid knows how to maneuver pretty much everything, right? And they know how to spell most things. So what we're doing is we're teaching kids technology, but we're not really teaching them how to be responsible with it.
Yeah.
And really what the rules are. And I'll say in my private practice, what I hear all the time is when they're then 11, 12, parents are like, this is out of control.
Yeah.
And they're behind it. So that's one of the things that I'm really excited about the class, which is teaching kids really young, starting in 2nd grade, just what is a digital citizen? What does that mean? And what that really means is being responsible for your behaviors, knowing what the rules are, and having rules at every single grade or age that you communicate to your kid. I think the parents are going to be so happy to have some guidelines.
Well, and for most of us, we grew up, we didn't have a digital identity when we were teenagers even. I mean, it wasn't until college or after college where I even had a digital identity, if you will. But nowadays, that's a big deal. And when you're 12 years old, you could already have a digital identity that you could never wipe away.
Absolutely. We're going to teach them really early that the way you would behave in person, the things that you would say in person are what's expected online. And that can feel kind of like a fantasy world for a kid. And so what we're going to do starting really young is teach them that, no, that's really you.
Right.
And that really does follow you the whole way. So how do you act responsibly and safe online? And is that consistent with how you would be like on the playground?
Well, and certainly being on the internet is a good resource for them because they're always researching stuff, looking for things for school. Games aren't the worst thing in the world, but all of this just has to be kind of managed by parents or by kids or by both.
I think really by both. And I think it's a new thing, like you're saying, for parents, like we have to teach them this. Even this term digital citizen, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
So I think it's a new thing for parents that they have to teach their kids, and a lot of parents, most parents don't really know where to start.
Yeah.
This was not our generation, this is not our world. So it's a great partnership that I'm going to have with this Kid Conscious project,
Cool.
and I'm really excited about it.
First time you've done this, right?
First time, and I'm really excited.
It makes me feel so old because, like I said, thinking back to when I was 10, like my son, and they have these devices that block content and turn the internet off at certain times of the day. Do you like that idea, or is it better to teach your kids to kind of follow the rules without one of those? I like to start off much better with having a kid self-regulate, which at some points will get too hard. It's addicting. It really is addicting, and it's not really controversial. So I think at this point, now that we know this really is addicting, we have to teach them early on how to self-manage, and then when you need to, you go to those. We got to go, but how do people sign up if they want to sign up for this class?
I think there's a link on your website. It's the Kid Conscious Project, and there's a sign up.
Awesome. Thank you. Dr. Cheryl, always great information. I could sit here and talk for hours. I appreciate it. It's always helpful. Let's get over to meteorologist Greg Dutra, always helpful as well.